Hi, this is Margo, author of Eastside Love Affair, and I'm on JRLive.
Hello, and thank you for stopping by. I'm your host, JRLive, and welcome to Positive Power 21 Network, where you get your positive on. This is a worldwide podcast for growth, wealth, and success. Thank you.
Positive Power 21.org, Internet Radio.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and welcome to Positive Power 21.org. I am the voice of JRLive, and when it's all positive, it's all power. That's Positive Power. And today's sponsors are Right for Power by Lane Cobb. Uncover, heal, and confidently step into your victorious life. Do you know you have a story? Do you know you have a story but don't know how to get it out? Are you a woman who wants more out of life, longing to express her authentic voice, or when to make your mark in the world? Are the stories about your past stopping you from living the life you really, really want? If you can answer yes to any of the above, join Lane Cobb on the 6-week transformational journey to Right for Power and reclaim your victorious life. Now is the time to gain victory over your past, create a deeper awareness of who you are, what you want, and how to get it. Discover your unique purpose and ignite your inner passion. Turn trials into triumphs and pain into power. Deepen your divine connection to access enlightenment and grace. Call Lane Cobb at 443-756-8391. Her website is www.lanecobb.com. That's with 2 B's, lanecobb.com. All right. And also we'd like to say thank you to Pamela Samuel Young, author of Everybody's Daughter. When 13-year-old Brianna is ensnared in a horrifying world of human sex trafficking, her Uncle Dre, a man with his own criminal past, scours the dark corners of L.A. determined to find her. Dre ultimately comes up with a daring plan that puts many lives in danger, including his own, but will he find Brianna before it's too late? Pamela Samuels Young, her official website. Check her out. All right. Thank you, everybody, holding on. And we have a special guest tonight. Her name is Margo. She's an up-and-coming author who is planning to take the readers in 2014 by storm. Her debut novel, Eastside Love Affair, is dropping May 9th. Well, it already dropped. And she is bringing love, drama, and the streets. Margo is a true survivor. After an accident changed her life, she decided to pursue a dream, writing. She is currently signed to Page Hustle Publication. She is planning to drop 2 other titles this year. Margo is excited and ready to meet her potential readers. She is on Facebook as Margo Waleed, Waleed. You can also contact India Love Promotions for more booking and information. All right, Margo, welcome to JRLive Live. How are you doing tonight?
Thank you. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing fine, and thank you for joining us tonight. And we're so interested to hear your story, not just about Eastside Love Affair, but we want to find out about Margo. So the listening audience, they're not familiar with Eastside Love Affair. They're not familiar with Margo, but I know your fans are familiar with Margo because we're looking at your Amazon page. You have 135 customer reviews, so that's telling me 2 things. Either you got plenty of love out there in social media, or you was hustling. You was throwing down.
It was
both. Right.
both.
It was both. All right, well, good. Well, we're going to talk about all that. But tell us a little bit about you. Now, we mentioned in your bio that you had something that changed your life drastically. But before you tell us that story, tell us a little bit about yourself. What type of student were you in school? Did you have a love for writing? Were you supported by your family? Tell us all about that.
I was a pretty good student. I was average. I hated school, I'm not going to lie. I'm more of a reader than a writer. I love to read, and that's what brought on the passion to write, or for me to at least try it out to see if I can do it. I graduated in December of 2012 from Mary Grove College. I have a Bachelor of Arts in Criminal Justice.
Good.
I think that's it. I think that's it.
Oh, so you got a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. So what you wanted to be, a cop? You want to be what's that? A forensic specialist, investigated homicide cop? Tell us what was your dream job in the criminal justice industry?
I was more of on the social services side. I wanted to work with like the youth. I wanted to work with families. So that's what I did for a while. I was a social worker. So I was that was the last job I had before my accident was a social worker, and I basically worked closely with CPS worked closely with Child Protective Services to keep the kids in the home.
Right. That's interesting. Yeah, my mom was a school teacher. At one time, that was a requirement that you had to work in the field with a social worker. I remember the stories she used to tell us. So tell us a little bit about that. So, I mean, I know you saw everything going in those homes, and trying to place kids and help families. What was that job like for you? I mean, what did you get from that? I mean, how did you feel when your day ended?
See, the job was really 24/7, so I was at my client's disposal all day. If an emergency happened, if something happened, they had to let me know. I worked real closely. It was so hard to separate, me being young and black, and I'm coming from the same neighborhood as some of these people. It was hard because I felt like I have a heart. Like I felt for these certain situations, and as much as I wanted to help, some people didn't really want to help.
Yeah, that's true.
It was hard.
Yeah, I bet it was. Now, tell us about are you a tall, big, small? What type of woman? Because I know you got to go inside of those neighborhoods sometimes. Did you have a big stick where they let you strap? You were strapped.
No, you weren't supposed to have those. I said you weren't supposed to have a gun. But
no gun.
Nope, not in that situation. I'm small. I'm like 5'4", like 140 pounds. So I don't know.
Small.
I just took I'm pretty small. I just took my attitude, and the main thing was a lot of people. Sometimes you go in and you judge a situation, and it makes you act differently towards that person just off rip. And it's like, no, I just tried to go in there with a, straightforward and didn't talk at the people, and they love it. So that was like the best thing I could have done, because it's hard when you go in somebody's house and you talking down to them because they won't be receptive of the help.
That's true, and I could feel for you. I know people out there say Jerry don't know nothing. Actually, I was actually a life family counselor for the Healthy Start. A lot of people don't remember them, but that's when Salt and Pepper used to advertise that back in the early 90s. Baltimore City actually had a program that it was a lot of money too. I think it was like a $9 million grant for like 5 years to help support some of the communities in Baltimore that had a high risk of infant mortality. So our job was our department. Our job was to make sure that girls received three things: family planning, which we talked about, contraceptives, and then the other one was we would help them get back into the labor force or go back to school. And a lot of times we had money to actually send them to college and everything. That was like during the Clinton. Yeah, that was during the Clinton administration when everything was going well. He had surplus money. Yeah, believe it or not, you guys probably don't remember, but the United States actually had like big bank of money, a lot of it, and he was just using it for a lot of social programs, which was super. So, so we was the beneficiary of all of that. And so I know what you went through. I was in the hood. I was in the drug-infested neighborhoods. We was in the rat-infested homes, roaches, the projects, you name it. We were there. So I know what you mean when some of them just not receptive to any help. They don't want any help, or they're afraid because they feel like they owe you something. You know, the only thing you owe me is to get back into school, try to help your family. And that's when they used to actually give out welfare checks for every child that you had in the household. That was like the good old days. Generational welfare, they called it. So, you know, you're a small woman. You know, you said you were 5'3", 5'5", small. You got a small voice. So how did you get these young ladies or these people to do what you asked? I mean, did it come from your heart?
Yes, that's exactly what I did. It came directly from the heart, and I just tried to do something relatable because our thing was we had to spend a minimum of 10 hours a week in a family's home because we was only in there for 28 days.
Wow.
So 28 days, so I was spending a lot of time with these families, and you just try to get them the things they need, certain things. You had to make sure they had running water. The kids didn't have a bed. We had the funds to go buy them a bed or buy them something for them to sleep on that the state, you know, the state's okayed. Like it was really personable.
So yeah, a lot of resources that you had to use for them then, huh?
Yep, and that was part of my job was to, it was like a team of us, but everybody had their own cases. And sometimes during our team meetings, we would come together, and I'll tell you all about the resources I found, and you will tell me all about the resources you found. So by the end of the meeting, we have these ton of resources, and some new, some old to people, and it just worked.
That is great. Good work. All right. Now let's talk a little bit about while you were in college. Criminal justice. Why did you choose that major?
Because I like all of that stuff. Like, I like criminal justice. I like prison shows. I like jail. I like to see what's it like on the inside and all of that stuff. But I had to draw the line because I am little and small, and I'm not going to go work in the prison, or I'm not going to work too closely. But I wanted to do something that still had me connected. Like, it was just fun to me to be knowledgeable and, like, our laws and stuff. And, you know, knowing the law, it could save you, and I just love that part of it.
Yeah. Now thinking about, you know, putting in that 4 years, a lot of people decided to go into law enforcement or law school. So what happened? What made you change your mind and go get on that path to helping people, you know, that really needed help?
That's what it was. To me, that's what it was about. It was the social services side of it. I did my senior presentation was on. It was called Silent Victims of Incarceration, and it was about their children and how although these people committed crimes, they still have children, and these children are also basically incarcerated because they can't see their parents. Sometimes they're forced to live in, you know, messed up situations and all of that stuff. People don't really care about them. And that's what I wanted to work with, those people, to try to stop them from committing the same thing that their parents may have done, or, you know, them thinking with that mindset that since this is what my parents did, so this is okay for me to do it, or this I'm gonna do this to feel closer to them, you know, for whatever reason. I just wanted to stop it.
That was good because you do, you know, as a youngster, you want to be like your parents, good or bad. You like, you know, wow, my dad's a printer. I want to be a printer. My dad a race car driver. That's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna fix cars and, you know, the cars that he drives. So that's what you're thinking as a child, that you want to be your parent, good or bad. Or I'm going to be the drug lord of the neighborhood. I'm going to take over dad's corners when he go to jail.
Yep.
So you're all thinking that way. And sometimes it happens because you're attracting those elements, you know, and it does happen. The next thing you know, you got father and son locked up. You got mother and daughter taking care of kids, and their fathers are locked up. So it's like that generation. They call it generational curse, but I think it's more like the law of attraction. It's just what they see, and that's what's implanted in them. So that's what happened. That's what's in their cards. Wow. Yeah. Well, anyway, that's wonderful for you to, you know, go down that path to help many families. I know that was gratifying. I know it was a tough job, 24/7 meal on the clock. But, you know, so are you still in that line of work?
Well, no, the accident, I can't work. like a 9 to 5.
All right.
Anymore,
So you did mention something happened to you. So tell us a little bit about what happened to you. What was your accident?
I was walking across the street and I got hit by a car.
Oh my God! So were you on duty? You were on duty?
Technically, but it was like, of course, my job was 24/7, but technically I was like just out. Like I didn't have any work to do or anything like that, so I was just out with my friend. We were actually my cousins. We were celebrating because I had got accepted to grad school. And I was crossing the street, and the car came and hit me and broke both my femurs, a fractured pelvis, fractured face, a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that. Ooh.
Thank you.
So, it's another word. So, were you able still to go to school? Were you able to fulfill that dream?
Well, it kind of deterred me from school because now it's only on August the 17th. It'll be a year since the accident. So
it's only been a year since the accident.
Yeah, so I'm still going through all types of stuff, and if I'm going to have to get another surgery and all of this type of stuff. So honestly, I steered away from school.
Okay, right. So you need some time to get yourself back up to speed. So I can understand.
Exactly.
Wow, I didn't know that was so recent. So you're pretty young then.
Yeah, 25.
25. Okay, so you decided to work. Then you were going to go to grad school after you experienced life a little bit. That was your intention?
Yeah, I was going to do both. I was just going to work and, go to grad school because the program that I was going to go to, they had classes only on the weekends. So I was just going to try to work it out and, make it fit.
Yeah, because now, because I noticed that a lot of schools do kind of make allowance for, people in the criminal justice world, law enforcement, because they know they have crazy shifty hours and on call all the time, so they kind of made it convenient. Even now, with the internet, it's even more convenient to study, law enforcement, in the master programs and, I guess, law school and all that good stuff. But you can go to, of course, it's always been that way that you can go to law school at night. That's always been out there. All right, so right now, so you've been taking off your path, but so you do have intentions of finishing up? Is that after everything, move forward with your health?
Honestly, I don't know yet because I picked up writing, and I don't know if I'm going to continue to write, and I don't know if I want to acquire any more debt, and I can't go to work, and they don't know when I will be able to go and do a job, or especially that job, because it was me having to be in people's houses, and sometimes you got to go. You got to be able to pick up and go, and I'm on a cane now, and this is a lot, so I'm just not sure about school.
So you can't, so you are walking on your own?
Yeah, now I'm on a cane. I got leg braces and knee braces.
Okay. So it's still just a lot of therapy and surgery, so the doctors have a good idea, or in your mind, you're going to be walking again on your own without a cane or braces.
Yeah, yep. I've progressed in ways that they're surprised by, which has brought me much, much closer to God.
Yeah.
Because I feel like ultimately He makes the choices, and I'm going to fight till I'm able to walk without assistance and without a limp.
Good. Yeah, I had a young girl on the show who had a real traumatic experience at her job where I think she got choked out or beat up by a patient, and they didn't think she was going to be able to do the things she's doing now. She's actually running, I think, 2-3 miles a day now. So, she said in her mind she was going to beat all odds. So just to, tell you, that's all it is all in your mind. So just fight it. Fight through it. You're going to have some doubt. That's going to happen. That's natural. But try to stay as positive as you can. Just work hard. All right. So I guess we could talk a little bit about your book now. We almost at 10:30. Eastside Love Affair is available in Kindle. Is that book available in hardback also?
This Friday. It'll be
This
available.
Friday. So it drops this Friday. Okay. So the date, it was just a little off. I guess that was on your bio. All right. There's nothing wrong with that. All right. So right now it is available on Kindle for 99 cents. The book is about 115 pages estimated. And she has a lot of reviews out there. Good. Now, one thing that's impressive that you had 2 editors that's mentioned on Amazon. So you didn't spare the money. You know, a lot of people is like, oh, I'm not going to spend extra money on editor. I'm going to edit it myself. What was your thought process with that? Why 2 editors?
Well, like I said, I'm a reader first, so I knew the editing process was important because I know what it feels like to read a book and for it to have so many errors that you don't even want to finish it. So I went with one editor, and when the book was released, and I saw like one of my first reviews, it was like it was good, but it was some editing issues, and it made me mad because I'm like I need to edit it. I don't need errors. I don't want people to be able to point out like, hey, you have editing issues. I don't want that. So I was like, okay, they pulled it, and then that's when the other editor came and she re-edited the book and reformatted the book for me and stuff.
So what was the main issue with your book? Was it like just the content, the story wasn't traveling the way you wanted? They didn't really fix it like you thought, or you had like commas and punctuation issues and stuff like that?
It was definitely the like spelling and punctuation issues, and I just know as a writer, I don't know about other writers, but I wouldn't even attempt to try to edit it myself because the words start running together after you read it so many times, and there are things that I will miss. And also, as an editor, I don't expect my editor to be flawless, but I kind of do because I need that because I don't want that feedback, that editing issue.
That's right. And people have gotten away with just using one editor, but then, like in some cases, they get one editor, but then they hire like 2 proofreaders. Because proofreaders work differently to me than editors. They're just different animals. But that's good that you recognize, your flaw and you knew what kind of product you wanted, so I applaud you for that. All right, now your book description says, sometimes love isn't perfect, but it's worth it. Follow Aaliyah and Aaron. Is that right, Aaron?
Yep.
Hood fairy tale as they take the world by storm through their battles and triumphs. Life remains an Eastside Love Affair. Okay, so Aaliyah, is that Aaliyah? Aaliyah, that's a female. So Aaron is a guy?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So it's a love story.
Yes.
All right. So tell us a little bit about it before we talk about how great it is to your readers.
Okay. It's about a guy and a girl, and they come together off a really, really messed up beginning, like a crazy beginning. I wanted the beginning just to be crazy, just to pull my reader in and, understand that sometimes you may not understand why this situation happens to you, but God does, and He places people in your life for, reasons unknown to you. It's a greater good.
Right. Good.
So it's about them and their struggle with, trying to. This is really an introduction. It's going to be a 3-part series. So this is the introduction to them, their love story, just the ups and downs and stuff.
Good. Now you mentioned earlier that after I said, wow, you got a lot of book reviews out there. You said you told people to write in good or bad. So
good or
saying
bad.
that, good or bad. So you're going to learn from the good and the bad. So did you learn anything from the reviews that you got? Yeah, that's a lot of reviews.
Yeah, I have to actually keep out of the reviews now because I feel that certain things I'm confident in, and I know, there's no way I can have over, 100 5-star reviews, and then here comes a 1-star review, and the person just chops it up.
Mm-hmm.
I take as well. If you could tell me why, like, you thought this or why, then absolutely. But when you come and you say, oh, the story didn't make sense, of course it makes me second guess. Like, I go back and read it. I ask other people that read it, like, well, did this flow to you? Like, did I just miss this or something? And these people are coming to me like, oh, no, like, it flowed. Like, I knew that this is what you meant. I knew this. So, like, I'm trying to take absolutely the good and the bad with it. If I can understand why you felt that way, then yes. If I can change it, then I'm going to change it or I'm going to fix it. Or if it's something that I stand behind and I stand firm, then this is what I meant and that's what I said, and everybody else took it the way I meant it.
Right. Yeah, and sometimes you can't take everything for granted with the reviews. And sometimes Amazon is known to get reviews mixed up also. Because I've had some people say that they have received reviews that was from another book they had wrote. So they don't even line up right. So sometimes sometimes you have to be careful. And some people just go out there to ambush people. They didn't even actually read the book. They just read the review. They look, because remember, Amazon feeds into the books that have the heavy reviews. Those are the ones that have come up on their higher end level, where people were looking for recommendations. Well, of course, they're going to look at the stars to recommend books in certain genres. So I wouldn't really pay any attention to, if you know it's true that, and everybody's saying it, but one person, see, it could have been just a mistake.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even hold anything to that. Okay, but when they start saying, they had a little problem getting past some of your grammatical errors or something, then you just, the next time you just say, okay, well, maybe I put a whole team on a project. I know a person I went to school with that was good at this. Then that's fixable. But you definitely want to have people saying your story flow. And like right now, I'm reading that they were really happy. This one person said, I think the story between Aaron and Leah was dope. The connection that they had was crazy. And Jamal and Dior that's just something that is really crazy. The book was definitely a good read, and I can't wait for part 2. So they're asking for part 2. Another person said, I can't wait for part 2. Please hurry up. Jamal was my favorite love. Now he looking at Dior.
Dior.
So people was attracted to your characters, and it seemed like that's pretty much said in all. It's a great chemistry between Aaron and Leah. It was sick. So people love great love stories. And so how many love stories was captured in this book? Just was it just Aaron and Aaliyah, or you had other characters?
I introduced, my main focus was on Aaliyah and Aaron in this book, and it's going to be about them, but I'm still going to progress about Jamal and Dior. I'm still going to progress about them too, but because I want, like, those are people that's around. And Jamal and Dior actually came from, remember I told you about the 2 anthologies I wrote? I wrote Michelle Moore's Soaking Wet and Rough and Raw. And in the book Rough and Raw, Jamal and Dior is that story. So Michelle is here in Detroit, and she had a bookstore, so the books went to paperback. They went straight to paperback, and, I was to sell, my book to my people. So that's what I did. I was selling the book to people, and they fell in love with Jamal and Dior. And I just couldn't let them rest. This was a couple of years ago, but I just couldn't let them rest, so I brought them on board. And, some people was, the people that read it, they were happy, like, yeah, because they really liked their connection for whatever reason.
Right. Yeah, and sometimes that's what people are looking for. People just looking for a happy book. It's like, you're going to have your critics just going to say certain things. And I found, too, listening to some authors, you had some readers that really hated certain characters, so they gave the book 3 stars, because they hated the character so much. You know, well, I really hated that character. I just gave this book 3 stars.
Speaking of that, I am the ultimate T.I. fan. So if you read a book of mine or if you know me, you're going to hear, like, I listen to T.I. music. I do. So one of the reviews said something along the lines of, who listens to T.I. like that? And da-da-da. And I'm like, that's what you're talking about? Like, that wasn't even worth bringing up because that's something that I chose to write about. Like, that's crazy to me. I'm like, they really put, like, who writes about, who listens to T.I. that much. And it's like, if you know me, like, from all of my pages, Facebook, Instagram, you know that I wrote that. And I meant every word.
That's right. Now, you had one reader gave you 3 stars, which you consider to be a little above average, because she thought it was too much sex in the book. So you really got off on the sex scenes, huh? What happened there?
It was not that many sex scenes. And they are going to be sex scenes in my book. Like, it wasn't an erotica. It wasn't enough to be considered erotica. I don't think it was worth pointing out. Like, they were sex scenes, but people have sex. So
it's a love story,
I'm
right?
sorry. Right, it's a love story. I want you to see their sex scenes to show how they felt about each other. Sex is not just sex when you're in love with somebody. Y'all are joining forces. Y'all, going into something. Y'all showing each other just how much. I'm sorry, take that up with God, but that's the way that he chose to let us express. You know what I'm saying? Your love for somebody. That's one of the ways.
So I mean, were you real graphic in the sex scene? Is that what happened? It wasn't a lot of it, but it was real graphic. Is that what the problem was?
Yes, but I thought that's what you're supposed to do when you write. I needed you to get a visual of what was going on.
I know. I guess I need to open up somebody who's a bestseller that writes love stories and see how they handle the love scene, because I've read a few love stories from a lot of the authors that's been on this show, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so graphic. I feel like I'm in a room with them.
That's the effect that I want you to have. That's it right there. I need you to be seeing this play out. Because when I read and the book is good, it's like I'm watching a movie.
Yeah, it sounds like it. So in other words, you guys don't say Aaliyah took, what's his name again? I don't see his name.
Aaron.
Aaron, yeah, took Aaron in her arms and she kissed him slowly, and then they say, okay, they wake up the next morning because they exhausted from last night love affair.
No.
They used to do that back in the day, because I remember sneaking, pulling some books out of my mom's room, and I had to really dig through the book to look for some stuff. Man.
Right, like, no, I want it to be, I want it to be graphic. I'm sorry. I could be wrong, but that's what I want. And it's not just the sex scenes that I want to be graphic. I want everything to be visual. I want it to be passionate. I want you to understand.
Yeah, they understood all right. Guess they weren't ready for that one. But most times street love stories are written that way, according to what I've been hearing. I guess I need to go out there and maybe I'll go to Walmart and pick up a book and see if I can find something. Look for a bestseller. See what's going on. Or, now they got a chance to get a couple free samples of your book, right? I mean, what happened opening your book? Did you come out of the gates really strong, to capture the? I mean, what's your style? Do you start the book off slow? You start really fast. What's your style?
Nope, I came out hard. I wanted it to be something. Yeah, I would say I came out fast because I wanted it to be, I hit the ground running. Like something to pull you in to make you want to know, like, okay, what happened to her after this, or what happened to him? Like, I really wanted something to, I think I did.
Yeah, I read that in the review. They said you came out fast. Yeah, boy, they said you came out fast. But this person said it was a good read, and they didn't rate you higher than a 3, but they they liked the relationship between Leah and Aaron, and they thought the book really went fast. You know, I guess there's some people looking for that. You know, not wrong with that. You got it. Now, your second book, okay, what you learned. You know, you got some good reviews. People love it, so they encourage you to do part 2. What would you do differently with the storyline this time? Anything different?
In part 2, I think I would. Since I knew off top that it was going to be a series, I wanted to leave some questions, unanswered, enough to go on to book 2, enough to go on to book 3. So I just want to make sure that I answer enough questions, in book 2. Like, I want to make sure my time and everything is right, because I just don't want you to get that twisted. So I'm really, really, really working hard on time.
That's right. So, so your book gonna be ready to drop before the fall? The second one, part 2?
I would love for it. I would love for it to be ready, but like I said, with this accident and the ups and downs and me being in pain 100% of the day, it's like I put forth the effort and I try to write something every day, but I refuse to rush myself or, cause myself any extra pain or stress about it. Like, it's very important to me. I'm not saying that it's not important, but I just need my health is important too.
That's right. So you wrote. So when did you actually start writing this book?
I wrote this book. I started writing this book. It took me about 60 days to write it.
Wow, that's fast. So you released it.
It took me about 60 days.
So when did you release the book? Like, was it May?
It was supposed to be released May 7th. No, I mean May 9th, but it got released May 7th.
Okay. And everybody jumped on the book May 12th, 16th, so it was promoted pretty well. So people were ready to, right? Yeah, people still buying it because you got some July reviews, so people are still buying the book, which is good. You got a lot of Julys. So the second book, I guess we'll see it before Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
And that'll come out. Now, are you familiar with Flash books?
No.
Yeah, I've been hearing some authors, I guess because they know it's going to be a while before the next release, they put out like short stories of the book, like a flash book. Yeah,
yeah. I have heard of that.
Yeah, it's like just basically it's some short stories, I guess, to keep the readers engaged. I guess it's kind of similar to when a musician have an album they're about to drop, but they still not finished the last 2 cuts, so they may just drop a B-side or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
Make everybody happy. They used to do that back in the day when they used to have 45s, that little disc, like a little, little thing with a little ring in the middle. They would give you a A and a B-side. And most of the B-side was like a potential hit,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because they know the album is going to be dropping soon. So it's kind of like a teaser, I guess. But most of the time, it turns out that be the best song on the album. You only get about 2 or 3 songs that's even, worth being a hit.
Right.
So we're lucky nowadays because unless the musician name is Beyonce, they normally have to drop singles now, and you can choose what you want. All right. Very good. So that's just an idea in case you decide you want to do something really quick just to get your readers engaged again, because it sounds like they really are anxious for part 2, and I know you're going through some things right now, and they probably, and it seems like now because of the internet, not like like years ago, an author released a paperback. That was pretty much the only way you could release a book, so they wouldn't really hear from the fans until they started attending book festivals. And then, of course, they're going to say, well, when the second book? We can't wait. And they say, I'm working on it, and that's it. They won't hear from that reader ever again unless they decide to write them a letter. Now, communications travel fast. Right in your inbox.
They beat me up in my inbox.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm working on it, please. And I hate to use this stupid accident as an excuse. I hate it. I wish that I could I wish that it was just, even for me to write the other book, I wish like I was in a different space where I wish I could just do it. But literally, like when my body tells me I need to stop, I need to put my legs up, I need to do this, I have to listen.
That's right. That's right. Because I'm a victim of 3 really bad accidents, and I think I got concussions from all 3 of them. And my body hurts a lot too. My shoulders be killing me. And the strangest thing about my ailments, it's like I be doing okay until my parents say, I have aging parents. They say, "Oh, my arm just bothered me so bad." Next thing I know, a week or 2 later, mine is killing me. And then my dad will say, he has some issues with something. The next thing I know, experiencing the same thing. And right now, my mom is experiencing some really bad pains in her shoulder because she had a car accident with my sister, and she got hurt as a teacher. A kid was jumping on a desk, lost the balance, and she tried to catch the child, and she broke the kid's fall, but she got hurt herself, and she ended up in traction for a really long time. And she actually had to retire early, like in her 50s, maybe earlier than that.
That's horrible.
Yeah, so she couldn't work, so she ended up starting her own business. And for me, I'm all broken. I got hit by an 18-wheeler truck in a car. My wife and I lost control of a car racing, and I hit some ice, and I hit a car coming up the street. And then I got hit head on. I'm in the 09 by this girl texting. So I know what you're going through. I mean, I didn't get as hurt as bad as you, but I know the pain.
A couple times, I'm sure you do.
Oh yeah, I got the pain, man. It's almost like, plus playing football didn't help neither. That stuff catches up. I think I played basketball too long. But we gotta, and I can't take pain medicine no more unless I get a epidural, and all those things. Yeah, and you probably know something about that. Because you can't take with so much painkillers, because after a while they don't work and they mess your stomach up. So, Yep, gotta do what you gotta do. All righty. I appreciate having you on the show, Margo. It was a pleasure hearing you. I'm so sorry about your unfortunate accident, but you sound like somebody that will persevere and grow stronger, and sound like you focus and you know what you want. And you're young, so you'll heal fast. And I think God will take you somewhere you didn't think you were going, and I think you will love it. All right. All right, so anything you'd like to say? Anything you'd like to say to the listening audience before we close out the program?
I just want to thank you for having me. I really appreciate that. And just be patient. I promise I'm working on it. And I promise it'll be worth the wait.
All right. Y'all hear that? That's right. Now, hopefully, Margo, these are new fans that you're listening to. And, of course, as we blast replay out there, it's going to be, I guess, 135 people that read your book is going to hear the interview, and I'm sure they understand, and they give you, one thing about readers, they are very forgiving, and they give you a second and probably a third chance also before they say, Margo, you got to get a real editor. So it sounds like nobody was really all that perturbed about your storyline. So keep writing your love stories. We need more of it. Okay. And the best of luck to you. And thank you so much for being on JRLive Live, okay?
Thank you.
And maybe one day we'll meet you at a book festival, okay?
Absolutely.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's Margo, and she's the author of Eastside Love Affair. She's on Facebook, so check out. Be nice. Be nice, everybody. And continue to tune in to JRLive Live as we bring you more and more exciting authors. And like I always say, if you want the good stuff, listen to JRLive Live. Take care. Bye-bye. That ends our... Oops, that's the wrong ending. Thank you for tuning in to the Positive Power 21 Network. Team 21 would like to thank you all for tuning in, and please spread the word.
Thank
tell
you.
Your friends. This is Jerry Royce at Positive Power 21, where we get our positive on.
Positive Power 21.
All right, everybody. Don't forget about us on Spreaker.com/PositivePower21. I'm JRLive. Take care, everybody. And continue to listen to replay and follow us on Spreaker.com as you find more and more and more exciting authors telling about their special lives to help you with yours. Thank you. And it's been a blessing.